Gang, you heard? I used to love that shit. Their style, the way they wore the clothes, everything was fire about them, man. Um, Juelz was doing a podcast. I don't understand why Juelz is not doing music, but I guess he's doing a podcast. He's doing an interview and shit. And they're asking him questions about like what's important nowadays. Like, do kids need to learn math? Do they need to learn reading and shit like that? And he's like, to be honest, man, we got to start teaching our kids business and money literacy like early, so they by the time they're in high school they know how to open up businesses and run a business and shit like that. And I thought that was super dope for him to say that. I thought it was like, damn, that's like some good advice and shit. But here's where everything goes to the left, right? And then my dog proceeds to say, like, they got to learn their money, how to do business, but like they don't even really need to learn how to read like that. Like, everybody was like, wait, what? They don't need to learn how to read? And he's like, nah, really, dog. Like, you got apps that you could tell the app to tell you what it says, and the shit will tell you will read it for you. He was talking about like he'd be reading books, but he'd be on YouTube just listening to the audio book. He read the 48 Laws of Power, and he just had that shit just going off in the car while he was driving. And I understand the 48 Laws of Power the same way with the motherfucking audio book and YouTube. You feel me? And if y'all haven't read the 48 Laws of Power, it depends. If you want to be someone to dominate the world and conquer, you need that. You need to read that. If you don't really want to dominate the world and conquer, you don't really need to read it. But, I had the audio book and I listened to it, and it makes sense what he's saying. Like, we don't need that much like skills like back of AI because of these tools that we have. But the way I feel is like, I feel like you still need the basics. I feel like you still need to like be able to read simple things, right? Of course you can use ChatGPT to like explain things you don't know and shit like that, but the basics you should be able to like pick up quick. Think about it. If something crazy happens out of nowhere, you get a ticket or some shit, you can't have chat read that shit real quick. You got to read and make sure you're not signing something crazy. Like, it is needed to learn how to read on the spot. You driving in a motherfucking highway, you see the sign, you don't know which way to turn. You can't chat GPT that shit. You got to hurry up and read and say, oh, it says south. You know what I mean? It's like little things like that is for our survival. That I feel like Juelz wasn't looking at those type of details. I do agree that kids need math. Like, you got to be able to put that shit together and make sure the math makes sense, so that when you're making your money, you know how much you got to reinvest, how much you got to take out, how much, you know what I mean? Like, money is important, and I get what he's saying with that. But to just say you don't need to read at all, fam, like, fuck it, let the AI do it. Like, nah, that's when you get tricked from contracts. That's when you get tricked signing some bullshit. That's when you fucking pick the wrong sauce at the restaurant. You burn your face off. Like, I don't believe that there should be no reading at all. Like, fuck that. You gotta read something. Hold up. You gotta read a little bit. Your girlfriend write you a little love letter. You're not gonna pull up chat in front of her. You know what I mean? You gotta be able to do the basics. Basic reading, basic math, basic this thing what they called like people skills. You gotta have basic people skills where you can have like manners. You could talk. You could communicate. You could say thank you, and those three things are very important to survive. Your math, your reading, people skills. And then once you have those things, I can understand you say, and then I'm gonna use ChatGPT for everything else that I don't know. Okay, you could still dominate the planet. I'm not gonna front to you. Like, these tools are so strong. You could run a business. You could learn whatever you're trying to learn. You don't need too much anymore in this world. But I do recommend kids to get the fucking basics. Don't listen to them talking about you don't need the basics at all. You don't even need to read. My dog, how the fuck you even gonna find ChatGPT? You can't fucking read. How you gonna find these things if you can't read? How you gonna know about them if you can't read about them? I'm just saying, dog. I think my dog was a little left with that one. But, It's a futuristic world though. I understand what he's saying. Shit is different now. You don't need as much shit to survive. We have a lot of help, a lot of tools. So I understand what he's saying, man. How do you guys feel is my question. Do you feel like, if let's say you have kids, are you gonna be like, you better get your ass in there and learn how to fucking read that book? Or are you gonna be like, I don't matter, Juelz said you ain't got Juelz said you ain't gotta read, dog, so you fuck it, dog, you ain't gotta read, dipset. Let me know what you think. You think we need to read, or it's not that big of a deal no more? Another thing I think about is like, what if the internet breaks? What if this shit falls apart one day? What, you can't fucking read now? You can't survive because you were hoping the internet would be forever? Like, I don't know. I don't think that, wait, hold on. Man, that's crazy. I don't think that that's something that it's not that smart to rely 1,000,000% on shit, especially electrical shit that could just lose power and that's it, and that's your ass. You're gonna be upset that you don't even know how to fucking read the men's room or the ladies' room. You feel, you feel what I'm saying? You're gonna be peeing with the ladies, confused as fuck. I'm just saying, like and subscribe. Let me know how y'all feel in the comments, and let's talk about it. And Juelz, my dog, whenever you feel like downloading United Masters and grabbing a song and just uploading the fucking song to Spotify, that would be great. We would love it. I'm just saying. I don't know if you're waiting for Sony or Universal or you're waiting for a big deal, but you could just download United Masters on your phone, freestyle on a fucking beat, and fucking upload it for your fans. I'm just saying. What the fuck, my dog? How long is it gonna take? Like and subscribe. I'll let y'all later. Jesus Christ. Fuck. 20 years to drop some shit. I'll let y'all later.